MDUFA, or why a weird acronym holds promise for FDA's continued functionality. A client recently told me, my potential investors are asking if the FDA is still going to be around and whether we can even get a 510K cleared in the next year. Well, given the chaos currently affecting many federal agencies, especially the Department of Health and Human Services, that's a fair question. Does anyone still have a job there? And if so, are they too swamped to get anything done? While the question initially surprised me, it was in fact quite reasonable. So I was thankful to tell our client that we are not currently seeing any reason to expect a slowdown at the FDA. If anything, colleagues who handle quality system audits report a massive uptick in on-site inspections. Now that might seem counterintuitive, but it actually makes sense. The answer may lie in user fees. But before we bring this to the present day, let's take a quick look back at the Center for Devices and Radiological Health, the division of the FDA responsible for regulating medical devices. So before COVID, things were humming along fairly well. CDRH seemed stable and balanced. The division was actively producing guidance documents and really appeared committed both to protecting public health and to avoiding unnecessary barriers to innovation. During COVID, we saw CDRH staff go above and beyond, flexing, adapting, and even working weekends. But the demands were apparently just too much. As remote work expanded, CDRH saw an exodus of experienced staff. Even junior employees were being lured away by higher-paying jobs, often at double the salary. The brain drain had begun. In response, CDRH tried to hire aggressively, but many of these probationary hires later became target of budget cuts under the new administration. So CDRH is not at its strongest right now. They're trying to rebuild, but even new hires are at risk of being let go. So it can all look pretty bleak. But here's the quiet hero, MDUFA, the Medical Device User Fee Act. MDUFA has been around for quite a while. It allows the FDA to collect fees from companies for certain services. These include registration and listing, as well as the submission of 510Ks, de novos, and PMAs, among others. The fees aren't trivial. $9,280 for an establishment registration, up to $540,783 for a PMA submission. Those are fiscal year 2025 figures. So why does this matter? Well, because MDUFA-related submissions bring new money directly into CDRH, money that doesn't come from tax dollars. So, if you were an employee at CDRH concerned about your job security, it's not hard to imagine where your focus would go. User fee funded activities whenever possible. These submissions represent one of the few ways your work directly contributes to the division's financial sustainability. So in the near term, we don't expect to see user fee-related activities like 510Ks sidelined. On the contrary, it's likely in CDRH's best interest to prioritize them. So what about non-user fee-funded programs? Take pre-submissions, one of the Q-subs, for example. Now, 5 or 6 years ago, we loved Q-subs. With a seasoned FDA team and an openness to collaborate, the Q-submission process was a gift. A low-cost opportunity to gain FDA feedback and set a strong foundation for future submissions. But today, the landscape has changed. With the loss of experienced staff, the tenure and therefore the expertise of many reviewers has diminished. And remember, pre-subs aren't funded by user fees, they're free. In recent years, our experience with Q-subs has been mixed at best. Overly academic responses, limited actionable feedback, and a far cry from the productive exchanges of years past. As a result, while we'll still submit Q-subs when we have high-value questions for our clients, they're no longer just a default. It's now a case-by-case decision. The good news? The FDA is still standing. CDRH is still processing 510Ks. And we love helping our clients get there strategically and efficiently. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write to us. We hope you'll like and subscribe.